All right. Back to Pamela Howers-Handley. In light of local poverty, Tucson needs creative direction, progressive economic ideas. Now. Okay. 20% Tucsonans are in poverty. 30% of children, poverty. 52% of Tucson children live in a one-parent household. 71% of TUSD students qualify for free reduced price lunch. How did we get here? She narrows it down to November of 2011 in an article that discusses how things would have been different if hippie liberal Molly McCassin would have beat Mayor Bob Walkup back in 1999. Talking about except for his pro-business, pro-growth cheerleading, Walkup was a do-nothing mayor who defended, upon defense funding, the occasional trio call center moving to Tucson and the housing boom, construction jobs to bolster Tucson's chronically low-wage tourist economy. Yeah, but also Walkup is just one city council member. What she fails to understand is that the city council, apart from Steve Kay, who ended up becoming a liberal, are all Democrats. Walkup was never pro-growth. They botched Rio Nuevo. They screwed up the private projects that were supposed to go downtown. We've never been business-friendly. Business-friendly? Tucson's been there and done that. No, we haven't. And to lay it squarely at the feet of one individual who was barely a Republican and former Mayor Bob Walkup.
On the road again.
It's nothing but an excuse. That's what's so funny to me, is that they have all the facts. I mean, she lays it all out, all the problems that Tucson is faced with, and she picks out the one Republican who has no power. It's mayor name only. He's just another council member. He's just one vote. And sadly, he voted with Democrats most of the time. You guys are the problem. The leadership that you put in place is the problem. The leadership that all the poor people continue to put in place is the problem. Now, would you like to know what she's tired of? We have a list. Oh, this is good, by the way. We're tired of city council members who favor big money interests like Walmart and Home Depot over local merchants and local neighborhoods. Unlimited annexations to keep large-scale developers happy while we, the taxpayers, foot their infrastructure bills and cope with their sprawl. Last time I checked, we haven't really been able to annex much of anything. Hearing delightful rumors about the latest big employer to hit town, only to find out it's another low-wage phone service center. And whose fault is that? You unbelievable moron. It's the city council's fault. It's the liberals just like you keep putting in power. Grand Canyon University, Regina Romero, Councilman Kozaczyk, need I say more? The Tucson Spectrum, Sam's Club. The list goes on and on. They got their heads stuck in the desert. Oh, they're also tired of car culture crazies clamoring for more wider roads with no thought to the future. Yeah, it's really, we need more choo-choo trains and more smaller roads and more traffic and more, Oh, and Phoenix-based billboard barons who believe they have the right to exhibit their hideous erections anywhere they please over our heads. Yeah, last time I checked, we didn't allow them either. Now, Molly McCassin, she was the hippie that lost to Walkup, who apparently, if she had gotten elected, everything would be awesome in Tucson, right? Thumbs up, party people. Poverty would be wiped clean. We'd all be riding around on mass transit with no cars anywhere. The streets would be turned into parks and playgrounds. We wouldn't have any Walmarts or Home Depots. You'd be going to nothing but mom and pop shops anywhere. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Hippie paradise. McCassin, who has written about poverty in Tucson, offers a telling summation of the business-friendly walk-up era. What business-friendly walk-up era? Anybody who puts business-friendly walk-up era together is living in a fantasy land.
Come with me.
Yeah.
And you'll
It's pure imagination. There was no walk-up business-friendly land. Unbelievable. McCassin sees the repercussions of the housing crisis here. The vacancies, our high poverty rate, foreclosures ringing the city as a reflective of our failure to develop a dynamic workforce. How interesting and how sad that we should hit a point that having put all our eggs into the basket of development and lo and behold, we hit the wall economically. You unbelievable idiot. All of Tucson problems are because of the leaders you supported. Walkup was one dude who voted in lockstep with a bunch of Democrats who flushed $230 million of Rio Nuevo down the desert rat hole. If you could indeed flush a desert rat hole. I don't know if that's possible, but you understand what I'm saying. Now look at where we are, she says. Why local history lesson? Looking back at the 12-year walk-up era gives us insight into the problems of poverty today. By hiring a business development cheerleader as a mayor and putting all of our eggs in the basket, poverty in Tucson has skyrocketed. No, you idiot. We were never business friendly. Walkup did not do a good job. He may have tried on occasion, but all those city council members screwed it up. And they continue to screw it up. The situation, she goes on to say, in Tucson was aggravated by our job market, which is dominated by service industry that pays barely livable wages and often offers only part-time jobs. Compared with the U.S. and state averages, we also have a higher percentage of single-parent households, which are more likely to be strapped for money. More than half of the babies born in Pima County have mothers who qualify for Medicaid. The government health care program is for the poorest Arizonans. The percentage of children who qualify for free or reduced price lunch in Tucson, TUSD, jumped 57 in 06 to 71%, well above the state average of 59. In low-income schools, 60% of the student body is transient, either living or enrolling after the first day of the academic year. Arizona is one of the poorest states, not only in the U.S. Census traditional poverty measure, but also taking into account the government payments and local cost of living. And why do you think that is? Does she just forget that all of the entities of all this awful information that's all true are all run by liberals? The city council? TUSD, a big chunk of the Pima County Board of Supervisors. I love the piecemeal picking. One person, the mayor, who had no power and wasn't even really a conservative. Oh, if we had just gotten in that hippie liberal, it all would have been great. No, it's your policies that keep Tucson the way that it is. It's your policies that keep Tucson in poverty. It's the Democrats locally, poor and rich, that keep electing the same hack leadership that keeps Tucson poor. More of the John Justice Show coming up on 104.1 The Truth.